and welcome back to the Crazy Dwarf channel. We're doing something a bit different today. New update for Pokemon Unite 1.4.17. It's been a big change. There's a lot of things being updated, so we're going to go talk through some of the updates and have a little chat about them, see how they're going to affect the game. So let's just have a look down. You can see all these characters being buffed. We've had some tweaks right here and some big nerfs here. And also the slow smoke has had a nerf. So we'll go talk through them individually. So starting off with Blastoise, he's had his rapid spin strengthened. Now I don't think this is really going to affect Blastoise that much. Rapid spin's kind of meh, in my opinion, for a build for Blastoise. If you're not using Surf, because Surf just gives you so much crowd control, can let you control so many fights. They push you so far back. It's really useful. And Rapid Spin doesn't tend to get used with Blastoises. So I don't know if this is going to be really that viable for Blastoise. But yeah, if you're a Rapid Spin player, that'll be a good news for you. Alolan Ninetales and Sun Attack adjusted. I'm not really sure what adjusted operation means. But I'm assuming it just means it's been slightly adjusted to be less broken or just slightly improved. It's a bit vague. And Aurora Veil just had a description change, which is a bit more, effectively just a bit more of a better description of what Aurora Veil does. Again, Ninetales has not really been buffed that much, really, apart from the standard attack, so not a huge buff for Ninetales, but if you're a Ninetales player, then there'll be a little bit of good news for you. However, we do get into a big buff when we talk about decidueye. Now, if you play the game, you know decidueye is pretty bad. Can get killed very easily, doesn't quite do enough damage, takes a little while just to get going. But I have done some buffs, and actually some decently big buffs to decidueye. So its Spirit Shackle, which is very popular, has been increased by 10%. So it's gone from, basically, it's got a 200 damage increase from near, and another 200 damage increase from far. So it's a 10% increase. Also, its charging speed is increased. So I think you're going to have seen decidueye maybe jumping up a little bit in the tiers. We've also got Knock Knock as well, going from up to 12%. So you're seeing decidueye's damage definitely increase a good amount. I think the main problem with decidueye is that it can't kill before it gets killed. It's one of those weird ones. So hopefully we can look at this and go, see decidueye become more viable in the meta going forward. Aurora is a Pokemon that has fallen from grace in recent times, but it has received a 26% buff to damage done from Volt Switch. Now that's pretty big. That's a lot extra damage. Tends to be Spark is the one that used, but this could be really good for Aurora, making Aurora a bit more dashed in and out. I still think the main problems are its other moves just don't do enough damage, but it does give Aurora a little bit more damage. It probably makes you now only go Volt Switch for damage. But yeah, Aurora is a Pokemon that used to be up there, used to be really good, used to be really scared when you saw Aurora coming in. But I think this will change Aurora a little bit. I don't think it's going to really move him too much. But hopefully we'll see some improvement to Aurora in the meta. Treven, another character that's kind of at the bottom of the tier list, has had some movement speed increases, which is really good because Treven is very slow. Bug fixes, which is irrelevant for us. And then Woodhammer has had a reduced recoil damage and increased effect. That's actually really big. And same for Pain Split as well. This is really big. It is basically giving Treven like a build, Woodhammer Pain Split. I'm not sure if they might be separate. I don't really play Treven, so I don't know. But giving Treven just a bit more, losing less health when he attacks and just giving that effect. I think Treven right now is just not viable. And if they make his recall so much less and his effect just do so much, then Treven could be really strong. But yeah, I think they really put Treven into the game and he just was not good enough to really compete with the other defenders and other characters in general. So I'm actually quite happy for these changes, to be fair, on Treven. Hopefully he'll become more viable, because I actually think he's a cool, interesting character. Like, there isn't a character like him in the game. So I think if they do treatment right, they can maybe make him quite a fun character to play. Zarina's also been buffed. Healing with enhanced attacks is increased at level 7, which is big for sustain for Zarina. Bear in mind, Zarina, when it came out, was the queen. She was just unkillable. That's insane sustain. So they're kind of putting her back a little bit up. Drop kick has been given an 18% damage buff, and move cooldown dropped to 8.5. So drop kick is the new main kick, and stomp's been upgraded by 4%. Those playing Full Fury will be happy with that, because Stomp is very powerful in Full Fury. We can just constantly stomp over and over again. Yeah, 80% damage increase is pretty good for a dash move. Again, we're talking about this with Aurora as well, with 26%. I think it's going to really help Zarina just do a little bit more damage. I think that's the problem with Zarina at the moment. She just didn't do quite enough damage. I think if they increase some of her spins attacks to do some more, it'd be crazy. But yeah, the healing with enhanced attacks is also a really big feature. Really good for Zarina, giving that sustain. Trying to get Zarina back to where she was a little bit before the major nerfs. Gengar's got an enhanced attack damage increase and a special attack scaling per level change. I haven't been able to find a graph for special attack increase, but I think this is good for Gengar. Gengar is also another Pokemon that's really bad at the moment. Just doesn't have much viability. He does need a higher standard attack, really, because early on he just literally does no damage. But apart from that, that is all the buffs we're seeing. I think it's pretty good. We're seeing a lot of the lower mons get buffs. Pretty much, yeah, all of them really. Apart from Crustle, I think is the only one I can think of. Alright, we're back with some tweaks. So seeing Mr. Man with a guard swap. Let's see what this does. They've changed Mr. Mime's damage down a tiny bit. So it's kind of more of a nerf. You can now use Psychic while moving, which is kind of interesting. And guard swap just had a description change. Okay. Eldegoss has had its effects weakened on Cotton Guard. That's actually quite big. It's kind of a nerf for Eldegoss, but the recharge rate for Cotton Cloud Crash, which is his ult, has increased. Has increased. So that's actually good. Eldegoss is going to get its ult more. That's actually a really big increase. That's actually more of a buff, isn't it? Surely, because this is going to be nuts. Eldegoss's ult is crazy. 109 seconds is quite a long time on Eldegoss's ult, still, but like it's so much shorter than 138, 34. Sorry, can't read. Egg Flash has just fixed the bug. Okay, now we can move into the nerfs. Now, I'm not really sure what they were thinking of when they decided to nerf Cramorant. Maybe the worst Pokemon in the game right now, bar Crustle. Reduces damage by 41% on dive. Like, what? Like, what? What? I don't think dive's already used that much, but like, how are you dropping it 41%? It's not a strong mon. Boost attacks after using the move is strengthened, but that's not going to affect it much. 41% is insane. Someone really hates Cramorant at the Pokemon Unite devs because they constantly nerfing this mon to the ground. The cooldown has increased as well from 5 to 7 seconds. Like, they've really battered Cramorant. It's actually now the worst Pokemon in the game, surely. This is nuts. They've just moving to the next mon. Lucario has had a massive drop in close combat. 11% drop in his damage and 40% drop in his HP recovery. Now, close combat is used quite a lot by Lucario, so I think it's going to definitely affect Lucario players somewhat. Do I think it's going to not be S tier? No, it's going to definitely stay in S tier because Lucario is still great, but it's definitely good to see it like a little bit of a nerf on a mon that's just been consistently S tier for the entire game. Greedent has had a movement speed reduce, which, thank the Lord, Greedent is so annoying and so fast. Tackle has had its cooldown increased as well, and defense cause its effect weakened. So it just makes Greedent's early game a little bit weaker. We might be seeing Greedent maybe getting its Evo a little bit later, but depending on what happens. But I think here is the biggest nerf of them all, and it's a big one. And we expected it, to be fair. Hooper has been smited down. Standard attacks down 14%, Shadow Ball down 18%, and the cooldown increased. A Hyperspace Hole increased to 11%, 11 seconds, and damage dealt by Hyperspace Fury down by 10%. Whew. That is a big nerf. To be honest, I think we're going to be seeing Hooper drop. It's going to be doing a lot less damage in both its ult and its normal form. And to be fair, the utility of Hooper is still really good. I don't think Hooper's going to drop to like F tier, but it's going to be like an A tier or a B tier, I think. Because the one thing about the other support is that they haven't really been nerfed. We just seen an Eldegoss nerf, but this is a big nerf. Like Hyperspace Hole getting nerfed as well is big, because that is like really useful. They've really wanted to make sure that Hooper's Unbound form has really been dropped quite a bit. Whereas, like Hooper's main damage isn't too bad now, such a Shadow Ball, but like I think you're gonna be seeing Hooper not being as strong, having to wait a bit of time to put those TPs out. 11 seconds on the cooldown is pretty big. It's a pretty big cooldown, that is. It might be one of the highest in the game, actually, for a normal move. So, yeah, I think Hooper's going to definitely get nerfed. We expected it because, we've got another Mon coming out today as well. I'll have a quick look at some of the battle item changes. Battle items have been changed. So, Slow Smoke has now gone from 40 seconds cooldown to 45 seconds. And it's been weakened. I think this is a really good change, because Slow Smoke was so broken before. And yeah, you really couldn't deal with it if you just were just either a bit squishy, or you just got caught, and it just completely killed you. Like, you were dead. You couldn't get away. It was a little bit too strong. I like that they've buffed it though, so they made it a bit stronger to make it more viable. But I still think it's going to be good, but just a little bit less. Pokemon Unite have added achievements into the game. They mostly consist of knocking out other Pokemon. There are other different types, so you can get basically knocking out 3 Pokemon in a row. You can get some AOS tickets. You can get some coins. You can get some stickers. Mostly, they get harder and harder as you go along. So you get 4, you get 5. With 10% HP or less, knock out 3 Pokemon. Over time. So then we've also got ones like the Rednor, Rotom, Zapdos, blocking goals, pick up berries, score goals, super jump, and then you've got things like talking to your team. So they've gone through a whole big thing that all the rewards are either AOS tickets or coins, and then the final reward is in a sticker. So we're seeing mostly stickers aren't that great in my opinion. It seems a cool idea, these achievements, but I'm not a big fan of I'm looking through some of the awards here. I do quite like the Zapdos, Rotom, and Dreadnought stickers. They're pretty cool. But apart from that, I'm not really a big fan of these other stickers. But I suppose if you like doing stickers and you like adding to your card, this is something for you. Apart from that, I guess it's kind of a good way of getting coins, but I'm kind of not really in need of coins, so it's kind of not the best awards, but you'll get something for it. And a final thing for this update is Duraludon. Duraludon is a new Pokemon in Unite. It's going to be an attacker. Despite its appearance, he does look like a beefy boy. But we have some confirmation on some of his moves. So as you can see here, he's a Unite move here. He's got a big laser. This looks pretty strong. It's got a massive AoE. I don't know if the ring hurts as well. I think there's a little burst as well afterwards. Yeah, there's a little burst afterwards. It looks pretty strong. That's actually also really cool looking. I really like the look of that, laser going around. Again, as an attacker, he's going to be doing a lot of damage. I don't think he's going to be particularly bulky, but you never know. Looking at his like HP, like kind of looking at him, he does kind of look a little bit bulkier. It's interesting how he's going to work because he looks so bulky, but he's an attacker. So is he going to be like quite a bulky attacker but do a bit less damage? I don't know. Then we have Dragon Pulse. Dragon Pulse is going to be, I think, his standard move. Which kind of like, it looks like an AoE of some kind. So yeah, it doesn't seem super high damage, but yeah, it looks like it's going to be quite like a burst attack, going to give you really good. Actually, it also draws in all of the Pokemon. Though. That's actually really kind of good because you can just draw in all of the AI just coming into you. So I'm just very confused. This character is really weird. Like you wouldn't expect him to be an attacker, really. So it's quite curious what they're planning to do with him. Then we have Stealth Rock. The Stealth Rock is, I think it's actually, Crystal has this ability as well, but it's like an AoE, you just walk over it and he does damage to you. Stealth Rock. What makes Stealth Rock unique is that the fact that apparently the area cannot be seen unless you step on it. Oh, really? Interesting. So there's going to be he's going to have invisible traps everywhere and you're just going to walk on them. That's pretty oof. So there's quite a lot of AoE, Duraludon so far. Can we still up to 3 times? Oh, he can set multiple? Oh, this guy's going to be setting up traps. He's just going to be setting them up next to the goal. Duraludon's going to be so strong. Because that's going to be like, if you can set up like multiple traps. So I think you guys can see on this screen here, he's set them up 1, 2, 3 here. If you walk over that, it's going to do so much damage. And he can Dragon Pulse you. And then, oh man. Laser Focus. Okay, so I think he has an ability that lets him get an extra speed. And the final attack is Metal Claw. A slash attack. Okay, so he it's kind of like Psycho Cut from Absol, but doesn't slow. Okay. It's highlighted that hitting an enemy with Metal Claw will allow Duraludon to block the next disabling move it receives. In the video, you see. Oh, okay. So if he hits you with Metal Claw, you can just disable the disabling. You can disable the disable, which is kind of cool. Wait, what? How many moves does he have? Wait, what? I'm so confused. So Metal Claw. Oh, okay, some of these are going to be the starting moves, aren't they? So I'm assuming Metal Claw is a starting move. I'm pretty confident that Dragon Pulse and Stealth Rock have to be higher, right? Like I said, I thought there's a lot of powerful moves here. A Dragon Tail and Flash Cannon. So we have, oh my god, he has like a gun on the back of him. Okay. Both of them look really strong here. He's like a gun, pretty much. He just fires like either from his face or his back. Or his tail. That's pretty cool. I'm kind of into it. Actually, no, it's not. It's all from his head, actually. I thought it was his tail, but it's not. It's his head. This is pretty cool. And he's not going to evolve. I knew that anyway. But I think this is looking really strong. Like, he's got a lot of, like, good utility as well as his damage. Depending on how much damage he does, like, this is looking like it rips through people. This Dragon Tail and Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon does a bit, and then Dragon Tail just seems to, like, absolutely murderize people. I love how it's literally like a gun just firing out. It's pretty cool. But apart from that, we won't know how good he is until, I guess, later today when people start playing him. But apart from that, that's it for this update. Hope you enjoyed this little video. It's something a bit different. I thought I'd try it out. And in the future, we can do a little tier list update. Because, obviously, we haven't updated the tier list in a little... Well, we did it yesterday, but it's now going to be out of date. So, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.